You're watching Ned the Dead and Doc Moreau. Check out their stuff at nedthedead.com.
Welcome to Chiller's Theater with Ned the Dead, Dr. Moreau, and Edna the Talking Skull. Tonight, the giant Gila monster. Ladies and gentlemen, Ned the Dead.
Chiller Theater, it's our kind of show. It's a crazy show. It's a happy show. It's our show, you know. All right, you try and get at the beginning of the show. I'm Ned the Dead, by the way, friends. This is Chiller Theater. I try to give you a little bit of the barking, a little plank slapping, a little bit of song, just to kind of get your night off on the way I feel it should be. And this week, we get to involve reptiles and amphibians. And I really believe that among those phylum, I guess it's called a phylum, I think, something like that, that part of the animal kingdom, I believe, is really left behind. And we're here this week to kind of bring the reptilian and amphibian world more, cast some light on reptiles and amphibians, because they really play a big role in our lives, yet they rarely get saluted. They rarely get the credit that they deserve for doing what they do. I mean, a lot like many of us in our jobs, the boss doesn't really give us the credit that we deserve. Much is the same for the reptilian and the amphibian. They really don't get a lot of loving, and yet they move through their lives. Imagine your life without reptiles, friends. I believe we can all say that it would just be horribly lacking. This week's movie is Giant Gila Monster, and to tell us all about it, the master of all things, he who knows the movies, it's Doc Moreau's movie lore. We're going to go to it right now. Doc Moreau waiting in the wings, sweating like a big man. Get.
This is it, the original outdoor movie companion to The Killer Shrews, both made by Texan entrepreneur Gordon McClendon, with help from producer Ken Curtis, also known as Festus on TV's Gunsmoke, and director Ray Kellogg. Oddly enough, Kellogg had been well known for his special effects work, although the effects in this movie, not so special. But he did go on to direct John Wayne and Star Trek's George Takei in the war movie classic, The Green Berets. I hope Fred Graham had a lot of fun as the sheriff, an actual speaking part for him after a long-time career as a movie stuntman. And brother, has he got the face to prove it. That's Ken Knox's radio DJ Steamroller Smith, who actually was a DJ at one of Gordon McClendon's radio stations. My favorite character has to be Old Man Harris, played by Shug Fisher, maybe best known as Cousin Shorty and the Beverly Hillbillies, and as the uncredited performer of the song Froggy Went A-Courtin' in the 1955 Tom and Jerry classic, The Pecos Pest. And did I forget to mention star and Elvis wannabe Don Sullivan? Did I? Back to you, Ned.
There it is, everybody. Doc Moreau's movie lore, a weekly delight. He gives you everything you need to know. He really watches and knows. He scares me with his knowledge. He is remarkable. Let's get now, everybody, to Giant Gila Monster. Roll it, Lister. What?
This engine's still warm.
Say, did you see the skid marks out here? They go at a direct right angle to the direction of travel.
No digs in the macadam either. Somebody was hurt. There's blood all over this thing.
What is this black menace that kills everything it sees and hears? No human mind could imagine the enormous destructive power of this maddened, killing thing. If you're young people in love, look out. If you're driving a lonely road, you're as good as dead.
livestock missing lately. That doesn't make headlines, but now it's people.
Never in the history of the United States, a monster of such size and power and horrifying hatred of man.
Enormity of the West, there are still vast and virtually unexplored regions, bleak and desolate, where no human ever goes and no life is ever seen. It is as though the land had been posted by God.
So God works for the DNR now?
Well, in the 1950s anyway.
Oh.
It is in these lonely areas of impenetrable forest and dark shadows that the Gila monster still lives. How large the dreaded Gila monster grows, no man can say.
Say, here come Gordy and Jenny.
Either Jenny weighs about 8 pounds.
Or that dang old Gordy's on PCP.
Hey, gang. Hey, what do you think? Hey, you better cool that foot jazz.
What's that?
Well, Spook will be charging you with an entertainment tax. He'll be charging for everything else. Hi, Spook.
Hi, Cat.
Hey, how are the new parts on the bomb?
Jenny? Where's Pat and Liz? I thought we'd be the last ones here.
Yeah, they're probably out spooking around somewhere. Maybe they broke down.
Not in his heat. I worked on it myself.
That wouldn't make any difference if he goofed a speed shift or something.
Yeah, that squirrel is just the one that could do it.
Hey,
Oh, wonderful. What kept you so long, Lisa? Oh, Mr. Wheeler smoked 2 cigars at the table after dinner. And I could not get at the dishes until it was through.
See, there's always a foreign chick in these 50s flicks.
That's why I couldn't understand the things she said.
What time is Pat leave?
Pat did not come home for dinner. That's why his father was so upset.
There's old man Harris.
Man, that fella has a jewel of a car.
Well, look, man.
Yeah, well.
Hey! Oh, hi, Mr. Harris.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, hello, Fisherman.
You want to sell that deuce? Why you fellers always after me to buy my car?
That 32 is the ideal stock to convert to a bomb.
According to Leonard Maltin, this whole movie's a bomb.
Buying a car, son, is just like getting married or going to New York City. Everybody ought to do it once, but nobody ought to do it twice.
Hey, I can get you a good price on that.
Paid $695 for that car 26 years ago. 10 years ago, wasn't worth a dime. Last month, I turned down $100 for it. When it gets back up to $695 again, I'll sell it. Hey, Spook.
You talking to me?
Give me a snort of that there sody pop.
Hey, gang, you know this would be Lisa's first trip to a drive-in?
Oh, we have drive-ins in France, too.
Yeah?
Yes, I went twice with my brother on his motor scooter.
On a motor scooter. Now, that's my idea of absolutely nothing to do. Okay, come on, let's go. Don't be too late. We're going to pull on out. Hey, Chase. If the road's clear, I'll drag you to Bartonell's corner. Oh, I can't. I'm driving barefoot. You still running on that old rubber?
Now, what language are they speaking?
Well, the one kid wants to pull the other kid behind his car,
If the road's clear, I'll drag you to Bartonell's corner.
only he lost his shoes
Oh, I can't. I'm driving barefoot.
and has an outdated prophylactic.
You still running on that old rubber? Yeah. Hey, Spook, when Pat and Liz get here, will you tell them that we went to the drive-in and for them to catch up? Thank you.
We sure will.
And I'll give you $150.
You're talking like my foot's asleep. Who do you think he's playing with, kids?
I think Spook is spiking his soda pop.
Sheriff,
What's the trouble, Mr. Wheeler?
Pat didn't come home last night.
He didn't?
No, evidently was out with Liz Humphreys. She didn't come home either.
Oh?
Hey, kids, remember the Smurfs? The part of Mr. Wheeler is being played by Gargamel.
I want you to find out why. And don't leave a stone unturned in doing so. Do I make myself clear?
I understand, Mr. Wheeler. There weren't any wrecks reported last night. Your son, Pat, he's about 19, isn't he?
That's right.
Just a year older than I was when I got married.
You think they eloped? He wouldn't dare.
I didn't say that. But if they were out together all night, you better hope they have.
This is a missing persons report, and I want to know what you're going to do about it.
Well, I'll send in an APB on both of them and the car. I don't think it'll do much good if they went off to get married. They'd already be across the state line.
Why, if he got married, I'll wring his neck. If you ask me, it's that Chase Winstead. He's older than the others. Sets them all wrong. Why, he's got more influence on Pat than I have.
Chase Winstead does more about keeping them in line than getting them in trouble than I know. He's supported his mother and sister ever since his dad died on one of your drill rigs. Your son could take a page out of his book, Mr. Wheeler.
When I get through with my son, he won't have a book left. Now, you locate him or I'll have your job.
If you want to be the only peace officer in 10,000 square miles and 1,000 miles of road, you're welcome to it. I'll do everything I can to locate both of them, Mr. Wheeler.
Hi, Sheriff.
Hi, sir.
Got a new set of wheels.
Yeah, new to me. That clinker I had, I'd be chasing you boys on a bicycle in a couple of days.
Oh, come on, Sheriff.
Outside of Pat Wheeler, we haven't had a ticket in our gang in 8 months.
Oh, I was just kidding.
What's the mileage on it?
Oh, about 35,000. County bought it from the state. Those lucky stiffs on highway get a new car every year.
Let me have it for a couple of days and I'll tune it up for you.
Oh, you choke it off so I could never catch it.
You couldn't catch that deuce of mine right now. Now, let me have that patrol car. I'll turn it into a slingshot that'll catch anybody.
We'll make a deal. Hey. Just between us, Liz Humphreys and Pat Wheeler didn't get home last night.
Oh. They were supposed to meet us at the drive-in, but they didn't show up. We wondered what happened.
Were they in any kind of trouble?
What do you mean?
You know.
Oh. No, I don't think so.
Chase, level with me.
I'm almost positive they weren't in any trouble. I'd know.
Do you think they might have run off to get married?
Well, they've been going steady for over a year now. And I know they talked about it, but... No, not like for right now.
Did Pat have any money stashed?
Yeah, some.
Like how much?
Well, he was talking about getting a new blower and a mill. That's about $500.
Where did he get that kind of money?
He saved it. His old man gives him a good allowance when he's not mad at him.
What bank does he use?
None. He's afraid his dad would find out.
He could have been saving if he got married, couldn't he?
It's his money. I guess he could do whatever he wants with it. But you know, if he eloped, his old man had put him down flat.
I know. But Pat's smart enough to provide for himself till the old man cooled off.
Pat's the only one of the gang I couldn't slow down. Did you check the hospitals?
Yeah. Where could I find the rest of the gang?
Well, I don't know about Bob and Gordy, but Chuck and Rick went over to Eastman. They wanted to check with the Wheel Cats about next Saturday night's platter party.
Next Saturday night?
What about cats and platters?
I think they're having a big fish fry.
Oh, for the cats. How nice of them.
Yeah?
You warn the gang I'll be cruising that pass that night. No dragging.
Okay, I'll tell them.
If you get any postcards from those two, let me know.
Hi, Sheriff. Hiya, Kelly.
Howdy, Eb.
Hello, Sheriff.
I don't have any word for you, Miss Humphreys.
She's a good girl, Sheriff. I ain't worried.
How come you drove around the truck all night then?
You don't think she might have eloped, do you?
Could be. She's pretty close-mouthed about her affairs.
More than likes a Wheeler. Ain't marrying our kind of folks.
You don't have a phone, so I just dropped around to let you know I'm doing everything I can.
We know that, Sheriff, and we sure do appreciate it.
Sorry Elizabeth put you to so much trouble.
It's never any trouble looking after kids.
Let me know if I can help, Sheriff.
Thanks, Eb.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Goodbye.
We ever got to quit worrying this way. We've got to trust in the Lord. We've got to pray.
Horace,
Morning, Sheriff.
let me smell your breath. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, Chiller Theater. Here we are. It's Gila Monster Festival. Doc Moreau, what you doing over there, Doc? You messing with your stuff? Hey, there he is. Yeah, you almost went on to the next show. That's taping over in Studio B over there.
Do you miss the days when drunks used to be funny?
Yeah. Oh, like, what was it? Foster Brooks. Was that the name of the guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine an era where a comedian had his entire career was based on being a total drunk? You know what I mean? That just doesn't, we don't allow that anymore in society, do we?
So here we have a movie where the teenagers are supposed to be delinquents, but they don't drink.
No, well, good.
But the adults do, which is probably as it should be.
Right, right. So what are you saying?
They were funnier in the old days.
No, well, fine.
We don't.
That may in fact be true. I'm excited about the prospect of Gila, and I'm just a huge Gila fan in every way. You know what I'm saying? I know you do. All right, everybody, we're going to rock it out and enjoy more. Let's go see these things first, or what?
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
This you've got to see. The Munsters at Marineland. Yes, that riotous family of goofy ghouls invites you to join them on an unforgettable visit to the famous Marineland of the Pacific. You can help the Munsters pick out a pet for Eddie. Of course, Herman, Grandpa, and Lily insist on something lovable, like a shark, a barracuda, or an octopus. See all the wonders of this fabulous oceanarium, and watch the Munsters have a whale of a good time at Marineland Carnival. The new Christy Minstrels will be there, too, Easter Sunday, April 18th, on most of these CBS television network stations.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're back on Chiller Theater. Doc, now you've had a few jobs in your day, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And I don't even know that we want to go and tell what they are, because most of them involve vegetable oil and an unusual lawn device, don't they? Didn't you do that for a while? I don't know.
What?
Well,
Weed whacking?
Well, in a sense, sure. That was pre-vegetable oil, I believe.
Professional. That was
right,
strictly an amateur basis.
Strictly a hobby for him. Anything involving weed whacking was definitely a hobby. Here's what we're talking about, friends. As always, Chiller, we like to present a little something to help you in your lives. Now, we're aware that some of you are having a little problem holding on to a job. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who are in the basement right now with a dehydrator making homemade jerky, that you're going to have to think about. You know what I'm saying? If you're spending your time jerking beef and doing those kind of things, you know, creating snacks or whatever, sitting downstairs in the dark did you have a root cellar when you grew up? Anything like that?
Just a basement.
Oh, did you? Were you frightened by the basement at all? Was it a scary basement?
When it was dark, just a couple of bare light bulbs.
You know, speaking of bare, it's funny you say that. My grandparents' basement, they had what my grandma called the fruit cellar. And that was, it was a lot like in Pulp Fiction, that area where those dudes were, you know, the guys with the ball gag and no, nothing like that. I'm only kidding. It was an area where she kept her succulent jams and everything like that. And they were her jam was succulent. It was a succulent, delicious jam. But I was afraid of the basement to the level I really thought bears lived down there. Really did. Here, I've grown up in the city of Milwaukee, and somehow in my horrible little mind, I believe that bears are living in the basement. Stop. Do not snort on me or near me, on me, anything. All right, here are our tips, friends, as to how to get a job, keep a job, and stop the horrible life you're leading now. Roll it now.
What's kicking, chicken? Seabass here. That's Big C, Big B, little ass. Tonight, I'm going to teach you how to keep your job.
Now, we begin work here at 8:30. That's the time to begin this business of keeping a job. And that's the time Bob Anderson began work every day. We could depend on him to be on time and to do his work on time. You might call him an eager beaver.
He said beaver.
Well, wouldn't you like to have Bob working for you?
Will he fold under questioning?
Some of the work in our shipping room is hard work.
Zip codes.
That's why we've always had two fellows working there.
Pick it up, you Sally!
Well, two fellows who are supposed to be working.
Dude's looking for another job.
The other fellow I want to tell you about is Walter, Bob's brother. Bob's twin brother.
Dead ringers. Holy crap!
But the resemblance is only skin deep. Look at Walter from the employer's point of view, and you see how not to keep a job.
If you get caught...
Cooperation is another way to keep a job.
Dude, get off your ass! Yeah, bite me.
Walter finally decides to go to work just before closing time.
That's how we roll in GB.
You'll find Bob getting the shipping room ready for the night.
Make it look pretty. Chucklehead.
And you'll find Walter getting himself ready. So he won't be a second late punching the clock.
Time to get out of here and meet Betty Sue. I wonder what she meant last night. Ring my doorbell. Smell you later.
One day, not long after, Walter was taking advantage of a lull in the work, and Bob was bringing the shipping records up to date when...
In came a dude with 2 boxes.
What you got there? Shipment for you. Wise guy. Well, finally. The stuff they've been running in here asking about every hour for the last 3 days. Sign here. That's the way it is in this company. They wait till they've run out of something.
Happy pills.
Everybody runs around like crazy. No system.
Happy pills.
And nobody in charge with enough brains to start one.
Happy pills.
What a way to run a business.
Welcome to corporate America, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to survive in today's market, do like the dude.
The dude abides. Isn't that what makes a man? Sure, that and a pair of testicles.
Well, there's a saying, if the shoe fits...
Oh, the shoe fits all right.
Hey, kids, welcome. Nice. That was nice. That was like starting when Dr. Bro is clearing out some of the funk that lives within there. All right, my friend. So, again, about having a job, there it was for you. We're here for you. I think that's something that I think overall you believe that, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, my friend. All right. Now, coming up in the movie, we got more reptiles, we got more amphibians. We have a lot of... They're big creatures, too, aren't they?
And we have a foreign exchange student,
nice.
A French girl.
Oh, yeah. And certainly, if you're going to have a foreign exchange student, I would suggest that. I mean, I think, rather than, you know what I mean? I just think that would be a good way to go,
There's usually a lady in these films where you can't understand a word she's saying.
And it really doesn't matter because you're not really trying to understand. You know what I mean? And where did they get the people to be hey, you find a really hot-looking lady well, we'd like to put you in a movie with a bunch of giant reptiles. How's that? You know what I mean? It says a lot for the kind of the appeal for filmmaking, don't you think? Did you ever have a horned toad or anything like that when you were a kid?
I had little baby turtle.
Oh, you did have? So you did have some form. Now, turtles are...
Amphibian?
They are, I guess. Thank you very much. Sorry.
Didn't know there was going to be a test.
You're the doctor. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they were reptiles or not. I don't quite know the difference anymore.
What was John Wayne's real name? I could tell you that.
What is it? Marion
something.
Marion something. All right, everybody. Let's head back to Giant Gila Monster. Or what?
Hi, Chase.
Hi.
Did you get that diesel tractor fixed?
Yeah, she's all set.
Good. My boy, that's one trip I'm glad I don't have to make very often.
Stuff heavy? I'll help you unload.
No, not heavy. It's hot. Wheeler's sinking another oil well and he's afraid of fire when he comes in. There's 4 quarts of nitroglycerin out there in that kit. He wants us to keep it out back in the storehouse.
Last winter when number 21 came in, I made $100 with that stuff. Dad showed me how to use it. It's not so bad, as long as it doesn't get nervous.
As long as it doesn't get nervous?
Well, I'm sorry I was so late getting back. But with that cargo, I was afraid to do over 5 miles an hour.
Oh, it's not so dangerous as long as it's in a nitro case.
But I took these out of the case.
Holy smoke. You're lucky to be standing here talking about it. I'll put it in the shed.
Much action this afternoon?
Sheriff got a new patrol car. We'll get a tune-up job out of that.
Is that nitro safe out there?
Well, if it decides to blow, it's not safe anywhere. I get it.
That's not our ring.
No, it's the sheriff's. If there's been a wreck, I get a tow job out of it. I also have a deal with the ambulance if someone's hurt.
You work all the angles, don't you, Chase?
Mr. Compton, I have to.
Hello, Sheriff? Yes? About 12 miles out beyond the red schoolhouse, a car has run into the ditch. Oh? Yeah, it's a pretty bad wreck. What kind of a car? Oh, it's a sedan, a Pontiac, I believe. Someone could have been hurt pretty bad. Maybe we should get out there pretty quick.
Did you stop and investigate?
There's been a wreck 12 miles out of town. Where's the wrecker?
Home. I used the A-frame to build a doggone rock garden. Look, you take your car and keep the city wreckers off. I'll get our wrecker and follow you.
I wondered who was on that party line a while ago.
Well, it cost me to get on that line with you. I figured since it was on your call station anyway, you wouldn't care.
Yeah. This is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
This engine's still warm.
Say, did you see the skid marks out here? They go at a direct right angle to the direction of travel.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scooting tale used in the last scooting segment was sent to us by Vicky Shainfeld from Appleton. Vicky has been our most loyal viewer ever. Vicky unexpectedly passed away this week, and we will miss her greatly. She was smart and funny, and she always got it. In her honor, we will show you the scooting scene again. She would have loved it. We love you, Vicky.
This engine's still warm.
Say, did you see the skid marks out here? They go at a direct right angle to the direction of travel.
Yeah. No digs in the macadam either. Somebody was hurt in here. There's blood all over the upholstery. Let's take a look around.
I've already looked around. There's nobody here.
Real good?
Yeah, real good. Well, maybe somebody came by and picked them up. It could have been the people that called in.
No. They'd have said something.
Then why didn't they wait?
People will go to the trouble to report an accident, but they won't stay around. Don't want to fill out the reports.
So, what do you do now?
Well, I'll take the license number and engine number, call headquarters. Maybe they've got a line on them. Chase, how are your headlights?
Fine, just fine.
Both of them burning? How many times have I warned you about getting that headlamp fixed?
Twice. But the first time it was just a suggestion.
Seal beam only costs $4.
Well, I had some unexpected expenses.
Oh? Missy?
Yeah, the doctor said she'd be able to start walking again pretty soon, and took all the money I had to make a part down payment on her braces.
You know, I think this is a complete washout. You probably got a screwdriver. I don't think the insurance company had missed one of those headlamps. Well, I got the whole story. The car was stolen out of state, and the plates were stolen in state. So whoever stole it had beat it, hurt or not, as long as they could navigate.
Well, is there anything else I can do here, Sheriff? If not, I'll get this on back to the garage.
No, go ahead. Chase, will you give me a hand? I want to take some pictures of those skid marks. You stand by them for scale.
Sure, glad to, Sheriff.
Good. Trouble, Chase?
I don't know, Sheriff. Take a look. We're just sitting here.
Probably fell off of a car.
No scratches on it.
Well, maybe it landed in the bush.
Now, as thin as that imitation leather is, even a bush should take some of it off.
Was it just like that when you found it?
Yeah, straight up.
Probably belonged to some hitchhiker. Or it might have belonged to the fellow that stole that car and wrecked it. Say, look at this. Half a pack of cigarettes, one unlit. That suitcase don't belong to any car thief. He was around here too long. I'll take it in. I'll put it in the car for you. Somebody will be around to claim it. See you later, son.
Right, Sheriff.
What is that? What is that? Ah!
Hey, what's with the coat bed? I got your phone call.
When I was serving dinner to Mr. Wheeler, he became very angry. He said if I saw you again, he would have me sent back to France.
He can't do that.
Oh, yes, he can. He's my sponsor. He put up the bond.
That was to guarantee that you wouldn't become a ward of the state. Now, we don't have to worry about that. You know how to speak English well enough to get a job anywhere.
She could record the menus for voicemail.
Or customer service. Of course, you'd have to move to Pakistan.
He said it's immoral for me to go out with you. What's immoral about?
Nothing.
I don't want to go away, Chase.
You won't have to, honey.
I think it's your fault that Pat ran away.
He can think whatever he wants to think. Shouldn't take it out on you. But we hadn't better take any chances. You go back inside. And look, don't worry. Everything's going to be okay.
You all right?
All right. Dad, I'm superb. 7 to a box, no corners. I'm a roundhouse.
Sorry I asked, Mr.
Smith. Horatio Alger Smith.
Sorry I asked that, too. How'd you get in the ditch? You fall asleep?
Oh, no. There was this big pink and black thing drove right in front of me. It had stripes this wide.
Sure. Look, you come up and sit in my truck, and I'll get your car out.
Okay, that sounds like a good deal. Who knows, maybe we can...
Hey, man, you can't drive this car. Fender's cutting the wheel.
Sure I can. The motor works, see? But thanks for everything, Dad. You're a cotton-picking friend.
Okay, just a second. I'll get out of the way. What is it?
Move over, Dad. I want to pass.
What is it now?
I think you better give me a tow, Dad. The steering wheel won't work.
Okay. You take a nap.
Hey, everybody, we're back on Chili. I know, sorry, a burst.
Whoa.
It was a burst of barkage coming
You're
at
going to
you.
burn out your clutch if you go right from the rebar to talking.
I tell you what, I am able to make that transition, and I smooth her out mighty nice now. I'm able to, you know what? I had a Volkswagen. My first car was a 1968 Volkswagen, and you could drive that baby and shift without using the clutch on those Volkswagens. It just grind her in. And you could, really, when you burn the clutch on, you can still drive for a couple of years with that bad boy.
Grind it till you find it.
Oh, you know. Now, how about the Gila paw? You know what I mean?
I love the
giant Gila paw. I didn't really realize that they had.
Like I got one right here.
Let's see the Gila paw. Look at that. Well, of course, a giant Gila paw on a stick. Who doesn't have one of those? You know what I'm saying? What, were you intending to use that later, or was that for now?
I don't know.
Or did you just have it?
Oh, it's got blood on it.
It just got some schlaminget that he picked up while he was. Go, man, go. Oh.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
This is a tense moment at the launching base as the huge Atlas missile with the man-carrying Mercury capsule is prepared for the shot. Now, for the first time, this most powerful rocket is to be launched from a railroad car. The new Lionel Mercury capsule launching car. The astronaut is moved to the capsule hatch by the new Lionel cherry picker car. It moves off. The countdown begins. Nearby at the new Lionel heliport, a Navy copter takes off to make the recovery. The countdown proceeds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the liftoff. The capsule separates and settles gently to Earth by parachute. And you control the action. Remember, boy, you're the boss on land, in the air, and under the sea when you own Lionel trains.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Ned, reach the bell! Ned, reach the bell! Ned, reach the bell!
Letters, we get letters, and the letters that we love to enjoy. What do you got? Oh, man.
Sorry.
What are you, like Ryan Pickett there, or what was that thing? You just, all right, when you were reading the mail ahead of time?
No.
I believe you read the mail ahead of time, didn't you? All right, mister, what does it say then?
I just skimmed her.
What is it? All right, here we go.
Took a skim.
Hey, we got letters on this show, which we like to share and enjoy. We wish to have you send letters on the show for us to share and enjoy, or you can send emails. You can send out. Do I ever give out my email? I probably don't. You know what I'm saying? Do I even have an email? All right, I do, though. I have an email for right now. If you want to email me for the moment, you can send it to nedthedead@new.rr.com. That's nedthedead@new.rr.com. In that way, you can send me emails, which we'll read here on the show as well. In this case, though, we have a letter. This is from Bernie in Oconto, which is occasionally when I drive through Oconto, I can tell that Bernie's been there. I can smell it. Something's been burning in Oconto, if you know what I'm talking about. Have you ever been through Oconto at all?
Not lately.
Oh, no, there's always something burning up there. I'm not quite sure what those people are doing.
Not with the windows rolled down.
No, I'll tell you what. You're a lot safer with your windows rolled down in Oconto than you are in some other areas in the valley, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right, so Bernie writes and says, Ned, my wife and I watch your show religiously. Whoa, dude, that kind of, wow. You wonder...
that's devotion.
You wonder, that is listen to Doc.
Light the candles.
Doc, real nice. That's exactly right. We watch your show religiously, and we want to thank you for returning to the big station. Listen to that. They know, they know that the big station is here. We do have a question, however. What is Doc Moreau like in real life? Well, friends, let me tell you there, Bernie. Doc Moreau in real life is Sadly, a lot like Doc Moreau is right here.
What is this real life you speak of?
See, that's what he's really like. This is his, if you can imagine, this is his non-geeky side. You know what I mean? Would you describe yourself as geeky, Doc?
Geeky?
Well, not, you know, I mean, again, geek is now, it's big. I mean, if you say geek now, I believe that's a positive, don't you?
That's true.
I mean,
geeks get it done. Isn't that what they say?
I don't know what it done is, nor do I wish to know at this moment. When you look at me with that funny look in your eye and you say geeks get it done, there's something about having it be done that makes me, maybe this should be done. And then you can explain to me what that meant. What was that? I don't know. All right, everybody, I'll tell you what. We're going to roll ourselves back to Gila land and enjoy the glory that is giant Gila monster. Once again, reptiles and amphibians here for your viewing pleasure because we love you or what?
And rolls and rocks whenever she walks, my baby she rocks. And rolls and rocks whenever she talks. My baby's a rock and rollin' tippy-toe and never knowin', always blowin' baby. My baby she swings and sings and swings whenever I bring her things. She swings and sings and swings for little diamond rings. Swing and sing and bells are ringing, happy playing and pleasure bringing baby. My baby she rocks and rolls and rocks whenever she walks. My baby she swings and sings and swings whenever I bring her things. A rock and roll and tippy-toe and ever know and always glow and swing and sing and bells are ring and happy playing, pleasure bringing baby.
Good afternoon, Mr. Smith.
Like, man, guys have had their heads chopped off for less than that.
For what?
For feeling so doggone good when I feel so bad. How'd I get here anyway?
I told you in this morning, remember?
As a matter of fact, I remember very, very little.
You said somebody ran you into the ditch, but I didn't see any other cars.
How'd you ever get me in that bed anyway?
I carried you in there and I sat on you till you fell asleep.
That must have been quite a chore.
You wouldn't have gotten very far in your condition.
Well, look, I really appreciate it.
Chase Winstead.
Chase. And by golly, how much I owe you?
Well, I bent the fender out from the wheel. Want me to fill it in and touch it up for you?
No, I don't think so. I'll get that done when I get back to the city.
Here, have some coffee.
Oh, great.
How about $2?
Man, this coffee's worth $2 all by itself. How about the tow?
No, I was coming this way anyway. I missed out on a little studying time. Make it $3.
Dad, you go to school?
Sort of. I take a correspondence course in engineering.
Well, look, I really feel indebted to you, and I'd like to do something to pay you back. Now, next time you're in the town, there's my card. Look me up, will you?
All right, will do.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, buy yourself a sponge rubber hammer, man.
All right, I will.
I'll see you, Chase.
Thank you. Steamroller Smith, the disc jockey. Mr. Smith! 220s. How about that?
Gosh, that steamroller's a swell guy.
Well, yeah, for a degenerate drunk driver, yeah, yeah.
Sheriff? Howdy, son. Have you heard anything from Pat and Liz?
No, nothing.
Chase, I'm in a jam, and I need your help. Wheeler swings a big enough stick in this country to make it rough, and he's doing it. Oh, I can understand his concern about Pat, but I just don't have a big enough force to comb this area inch by inch.
Is he demanding that?
There was a man killed in a wreck in a small canyon in a big city last year, and it took them 19 days to find him. I don't know what they expect of me.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, look, Sheriff, maybe I can get tomorrow off and I'll get the gang and we can go out and search that pass. At least you can put that in your report.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yep, deputize the whole gang.
Archie, Jughead, oh, and them Scooby-Doo kids, too.
I can start at the upper end and work towards you. Can I have your help in another matter?
Sure, what?
You remember how those skid marks just went at right angles to the direction the car was traveling?
That's right, they did.
Headquarters think I'm nuts.
Well, then they're nuts. Didn't you send them that picture?
Well, I'm not the world's greatest photographer. Pictures didn't come out. Can't see the skid marks on the blacktop.
Well, that's what happened. I even wiped up the rubber dust with my fingers.
You might have to sign a statement to that effect for me.
You got it. Look, you can even see the bald spots on the tires where they went sideways.
Yeah, that's the spot, all right. But there's another thing that puzzles me.
Yeah, what?
How those tires got off of that car and almost on yours.
Well, look, on this wreck, they'd rot. And on my rod, they could prevent a blowout. Maybe even an accident.
Well, take good care of them in case the owner shows up.
Right.
See you tomorrow.
Right.
Let's call it a day. We've covered half the roads in this county.
Yeah. How about that ravine? That runs along here for about 8 miles. We'll start from here and you come from the other end.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Folks, I don't need anyone for a while. Feel free to go get another root beer or something. I'll wait.
Sure is beat down around here. Look at that.
What is it, Chet?
Looks like an animal of some sort drug something along here.
You mean a wild animal here?
Sure, could be anything, even a mountain lion. Oh, come on.
Looking at.
Thirsty?
Yes, but haven't we gone far enough, Chet?
Ooh, that's bitter. Must have an awful lot of mineral in it.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a breather first.
Chet, I don't like this place. Let's go back.
Are you afraid? Now, you come on over here with me and sit in the shade and I'll enjoy it. Come on, let's go.
It's Pat's car at the bottom of the wash. 2 or 3 miles back by the old reservoir.
Were they in it?
No, nothing.
Drive me back to my car and I'll bring up the record.
That little Jenny's got on some really thick socks there.
Or they're thin socks and she's just got some really nasty cankles.
I wonder what that was.
Oh, probably just a little rock slide.
For some reason, this place gives me the creeps. It always has.
Lisa, turn the motor on. The winch is already engaged. Now, if I yell, turn the key off.
Okay.
And if Gordy screams,
what the hell? Give it the gas.
Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead. Give it some more. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Atta girl, keep it going. Keep it going, you're doing fine. Atta girl, keep it going. You're doing fine. You did fine, honey. A little beat up, but it'll do all right. Yeah. We'll meet you back at the garage, okay? Okay, let's go, Jenny.
that Gordy sure must like eating his Wheaties.
No one's better at picking up girls than that Gordy. Well, there you have it, friends. I'll tell you what. That has to be one of the dumbest movie segments I have ever seen on Chiller Theater. You know what I'm saying?
The hammer pounding?
Steamroller Smith, the DJ. The song, again, the line, she swings whenever I bring her things.
In that Elvis kind of way.
What is, I picture, she swings whenever I bring her things. You know what, friends? Have you ever tried to write a song where you sit and you try and make little rhymers and stuff like that? At what point does a human write, she swings whenever I bring her things, and then go, yeah, let's put that in the movie, because that's just, she swings whenever I bring her things. What kind of things? I mean, what I picture, what could possibly have been thought of there? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, what, roadkill?
Oh, he
Here,
pukes
honey.
whenever I bring him cukes. I don't know. Let's get on out of here. She swings whenever I bring her things.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
The world watched as records fell at Oslo, San Moritz, Lake Placid, Squaw Valley, and now high in the Austrian Alps, we take you to Innsbruck and the 9th Winter Olympic Games. Every 24 hours, ABC Sports brings you a full report on the winter sports show of shows, the 9th Winter Olympic Games. Within hours of the actual event, you will see world champions compete for international honors. Breathtaking courage, blinding speed, controlled beauty and grace, physical endurance. From ABC Sports, first with creative sports coverage, the greatest winter sports show of them all, the 9th Winter Olympic Games, here on ABC.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, kiddies, Chiller Theater, Chiller Theater, Chiller Theater.
You remember I said that in the lore that Steamroller Smith is played by a real DJ?
Yeah.
Now, do you think if we were making a movie, our executive producer, Haney, he's making a movie, do you think if you went to Murphy in the morning, he would want to play a degenerate drunk?
Potentially.
Drive
Possibly.
his car off the road.
What do you mean, play one? I'll tell you.
King.
Sorry, I know. I take that. I don't want to be hammered on old Murph there. Sorry about that. Wasn't really very nice. Now we're gonna start taking pot shots at local celebrities here on Chiller Theater, and this could be fun, friends. I believe we could pretty much generate about 3 years worth of Chiller if we really started hammering local media people. We got to consider this. This is maybe a road we should head down. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what, we sure don't want to watch any more Gila monster. I'll tell you that. So maybe we'll talk and we'll see what happens coming up here. Let's go head back to the movie to roll it, Lister. What?
Where did you find it?
By the reservoir and Williams Wash. They weren't in it. No sign of blood or anything. I think they were thrown clear.
Did you search the area?
Yeah, Gordy went down the ravine for about a mile and... we looked beyond the wreck for a couple of 100 yards. Wouldn't you say, Gordy? At least that far.
Did you see any footprints?
No, none.
This thing's been around just about the same as that sedan. Like it had been hit with a 10-ton rubber mallet.
It's a pretty rough trip down that cliff. That could have done it.
Yeah. I'll have to go over that area with a rake.
I've been thinking, if Liz and Pat had have eloped, they wouldn't have taken his car, because old man Wheeler'd have it traced right off.
Well, maybe he stored it, Chase, and then it was stolen.
Yeah, if it was stolen, and somebody parked it there, well, the brakes could have faded and it rolled off the edge.
It'd be a strange coincidence if they came back to this part of the county. Possibility makes some sense, though. I'll get my gear and dust for fingerprints. Gosh, I wish you boys would have called me before you drug it out. I might have found some clues that would help us out.
I'm sorry, Sheriff.
The hard part's telling Mr. Wheeler. I sure dread that.
It's not like we found them there.
He's sure gonna raise Ned, because I didn't find this wreck sooner.
Say what?
He's sure gonna raise Ned, because I didn't find this wreck sooner.
I don't think Mr. Wheeler could raise Ned.
Maybe that Gordy could raise Ned. You.
Where's Mr. Compton?
Oh, he went down the field with a load of fuel oil. Back in 2 or 3 hours. I'm gonna close out.
I'll see you later.
Hi, Ma. Sorry I'm late.
Now, Chase Winstead, just a minute, not so fast there.
What for? Did you ever play football?
With the Green Bay Packers.
Is that right?
I doubt it, but she might have played a little touch with Paul Horning.
Oh, please, put me down.
No, not till you tell me what's going on.
All right, if you close your eyes.
All right, I don't know what's happening, but they're closed.
Keep them closed.
This is silly.
Now, open.
Look what Lisa got me. Stay there, Chase. Watch. Stay there, Chase. I can get up. Stay there.
wonderful, baby. Just wonderful.
I've been practicing all afternoon, ever since Lisa brought the braces over. And it worked all the way, twice. I want to do it right for you.
Oh. Would you like to hear a song? There was a mushroom, sad little mushroom. There was a meadow, ready to cry. There was a sparrow, gray little sparrow. There was an eagle, silent and high. And the Lord said, laugh, children laugh. The Lord said, laugh, children laugh. The Lord said, laugh, children laugh. The Lord said, laugh, laugh, laugh. And the Lord, he said, I created for you a world of joy from out of the blue. And all that is left to complete the joy, just the laugh of a girl and boy. Yay, yay, yay. And there was a garden, beautiful garden, held in the arms of a world without joy. And then there was laughter, wonderful laughter, for he created a girl and a boy. And the Lord said, oh, laugh, children laugh. The Lord said, 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 laugh. Yay, yay,
Laughing's important, isn't it, Chase?
Oh, it sure is. And you know, I never felt any more like laughing than I do right now. I didn't think you'd be able to do that good in a week.
Didn't you, really?
Honest. But you know, you're going to have to work real hard. And you mustn't be disappointed if it takes a long time. Okay?
That's enough for one day, Missy. It's your bedtime.
Do I have to, Chase?
You sure do. Show me how you can walk.
Good night, Lisa.
It was a wonderful thing for you to do, Lisa.
I wanted to.
Now you're broke, aren't you? I was going to pick him up in the morning.
I know. When you showed me that money, I was afraid you'd get there first.
Well, I'm still going to pay you for it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Hello. Yeah, Sheriff. Well, you should have been back an hour ago. No. Where? That's awful. No, it couldn't be Mr. Compton. All right. But at the garage? All right, I'm leaving now.
What is it, Chase?
It's a wreck, an oil truck. It could be Mr. Compton. Honey, I'm awfully sorry, but I've got to leave.
You know, if I had a tiny banjo, I'll tell you, the way you stroke that lizard is not that good, my friend. Bring that thing out. I'm serious. That is not... Stop. Don't touch me with it, though. Stop that. I'm not... You know what I had happen the other day? Speaking, this is another true story here. Okay, so I had a bunch of garbage cans in my garage that were filled with yard waste that had been fermenting in there for a long time. So of course, you know, where I live in Bellevue, you know, you got to find a place to take it. Well, I figured what I'll do is I'll put it in the back of my car and I'm going to take it to work and throw it in the dumpster illegally, of course, you know, as many people do. So I drive to work. I got this stuff. I pull the garbage can. This happened just a couple of days ago. I pull the garbage can out. At that moment, a huge mouse leaps out of it into my car. Okay, now, and I mean, I'm doing, and it flies out. Now, I'm a manly dude and everything like that, but let me just say that this mouse flipped me out, and it's in my car. It was bad.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Eldon's new Billy Blastoff. Now he walks.
Billy,
The jetpack on Billy's back powers his lunar crawler, runs the space mobile, drives the moon tractor, and makes Billy Blastoff walk. Eldon's Billy Blastoff Space Scout comes with 8 pieces.
There's 8 pieces.
Billy Blastoff. Now he walks.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
All right, I want to come back to the story, Doc, that I was talking about when we last talked. I was saying that I had the garbage can and the big fat mouse jumped out of it. Well, needless to say, first of all, I tossed this garbage can because I'm afraid there's a whole family in there. And then I'm left trying to get this horrible mouse out of an Explorer. And if you know, there is no fun there, kids. I'll tell you what, because first of all, and again, I mean, it's just a rodent, right? It's not like the end of the world. However, left with, here I sit on a weekend day in an empty parking lot by a dumpster. If anyone's watching me, I'm waiting for, this horrible mouse to come flying out. And he's pounding, and, eventually I have to say that he did dive out. And I'm thinking to himself, what a freaky thing for him. It's like a fly on an airplane. Do you ever wonder, like when they, get on the plane in New York and end up in San Diego and they fly off and go, whoa, what happened here? I think the mouse was much like that. So, again, sorry about that. I had to share.
Here he comes now, Sheriff. Come on. Wait a minute, Sheriff. You got a sore foot. Oh, no. We can take my Model A. She's all shiny and bright. No, we'll take my car. Come on, Harris. Did you see it? No, I didn't see it, but I sure heard about it. Can I open this thing up? Yeah, go ahead. Thompson's rig. Be careful, it's pretty hot. He's not in it. He may have been hurt and crawled away. Let's look around. Come on, Harris. Okay. Thompson! Mr. Thompson! Find anything, Sheriff?
Well, let's go over this again. How did you get into the act?
I told you once.
Well, tell me again.
Well, I was barreling along in my Model A. She don't look like much now, but she was a beauty when I first
The
started.
accident.
He'll go, though. Get up to 60.
The accident. Just the accident.
Well, I'll tell you.
I wish you would.
This feller seen the headlights coming up the grade towards him, and all of a sudden they come to going over and over, then blew him. Hey, she blew up.
Bully!
Well, he seen somebody was in a mite of trouble, so he come in the store talking about it. That's when I offered to call you.
Did you get the name of the witness?
No.
Did he see anything else?
No.
Do you want to wait in the car for us?
No.
Well, you're going to anyway.
Okay, Sheriff, okay. Like you say, always obey the law. Do this, do that. Somebody tells you no, somebody...
Any luck, Chase?
No, nothing.
Pat and Liz might have eloped, but Compton ought to be around here.
Maybe he's in the hospital.
No. I checked there before I left my place. Would Compton have any reason to want to get lost?
No, none that I can think of.
You would have no reason to know about this, but there's been a lot of livestock missing lately. One here, One there. That doesn't make headlines, but now it's people.
You think there's a tie-up?
I don't know. What we need is a criminal investigator, and headquarters won't send one down here.
Well, maybe they will now.
Yeah, maybe. Did you notice those skid marks? Just like the others, straight across the road. If it had been hit by another vehicle, the paint would be knocked off. What batters a car around like it was a toy?
How's the barn coming along for the party? All right. I'll be done in about an hour or so. Say, you and Chase sure got off light. You took off this morning. You just been sitting around here on your can all day long. That barn was a place to clean. You get the hi-fi set up? Yeah.
Well, you steamboats and dreamboats,
That's
that's what's
Steamroller
sturdy
Smith.
on another section
Keep
of
'em
the old
low.
steamroller here at KILT. If any of you round rocks get lonesome for my voice, I'll be emceeing a platter party tonight out at Hargitay's barn on Route 43. Drop in. I'll flatten you.
Hey, man, that's us. We got the steamroller coming out.
That's where Chase has been all day, getting steamrolled.
This'll be a blast.
Bluey! How about that guy?
Say, little man, you sure had a busy day. Getting that paint job and Steamroller Smith.
Now, how'd you guys find out about Steamroller Smith?
Well, he just said so on his program. Said it right out over the network.
I wanted it to be a surprise. Well, come on, don't spread it around, huh? How are the preparations coming?
Oh, that'll be finished about 45 minutes. The gang won't start arriving from East until 9:30.
We're under the wire with time to spare.
No sweat.
Oh, I hate the ground you walk on, little darling, for all them things that you have did to me. Oh, you nagged me till you're hoarse, so I'm a suing for divorce. Little darling, I'll forget your memory. Hey, Grib, it's good. Come on, Cassie Bell. Let's go.
That's the same story the man down here told me. Something real strange must have happened down there. Oh, yeah. He'll be handy if you want him. Right. Sit down, Harris.
You be going down to the wreck, Sheriff?
No, that's not in my territory. Headquarters already have a report. The troopers will take care of that. Harris, tell me again about the train wreck.
Well, I was driving along quite like in my Model A. Bought it at 32 for $6.
Just a minute. I ask you what time it is, and you tell me how to build a clock. Just the facts about the wreck.
Well, I was driving along quite like it.
The wreck.
Then I turned around and come back down here and told you about it.
Give me your keys, Harris.
Keys? My keys? What for?
For spinning a yarn like that and driving while drunk.
I demand a sobriety test.
That does it. Go lock yourself up.
I demand a sobriety test because I ain't been drinking. Well, at least that's not heavy. Whatever you think's right. Which way is the south? Which way? Well, you can't win them all, can you, Sheriff?
Call your wife if you want to, Harris.
Why? Are you crazy, Sheriff?
Welcome back to Chiller Theater, everybody. Doc Moreau, Ned the Dead. You know, the Gila train wreck stuff, how did they shoot that stuff, you know?
A little train.
Well, I know, but you know what?
And a big lizard.
I know, but I mean, you know, that was the obvious part. But, you know, I think of myself, let's say I have a horrible train in the basement. Oh, you know, speaking of this.
Or your fruit cellar.
Oh, speaking of the fruit cellar. I went one time to this dude's house. This is a scary little story. I go to this dude's house. He invites some of us over for movie night, and he's made these little movies. So I go to this guy's basement, and he's got one of these big train sets. And I mean, he's a maybe 50-year-old guy, right? You know, and I'm thinking, that's a little different for a 50-year-old dude still living at home with the rents and stuff, you know, at 50. This giant train set. Well, at one point, for whatever reason, I happened to gaze into the buildings, and inside the buildings, are little people, as you might imagine. They're nude. They're all nude. And he had painted horrible little things on them. Horrible little nudeness parts. And it was, I kid you not, a real experience.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Hey, what kind of flying is that?
Champagne flight.
A champagne flight?
Western Airlines is the only way to fly.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hello, children, hello. Oh, wait, it's much too late for children to be up. It's all adults now. Hey, friends.
We can talk now.
Yeah. Now that the kids are asleep, we can really let her snap with the amphibian or the reptile. This has been mainly reptile, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
I mean, the Gila, clearly a reptile, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
And there's some poison with the Gila, too, right?
But not here.
No, I know.
The killer shrews?
Right.
They were poisonous.
But they're not.
Right.
And the Gila monster...
is poisonous.
But...
is not.
I tell you. How does that all work? We, on the other hand, are on TV, but not funny. Another kind of a weird cataclysmic funk collision. You know what I'm saying? Say that with me. Cataclysmic funk collision. Can you say that? Maybe you shouldn't say it quickly because it could have something bad come out. That you can say that at home if you want to say it fast, but bad words may result. Anytime you get in, whatever, it could be dangerous. All right, everybody, let's roll back to the world. Or what?
My baby, she rocks and rolls and rocks whenever she talks. My baby's a rockin'.
Hey, you gonna leave home?
I'm going to spend the night with the Blackwells. Mommy said it was all right.
Look at the size of that suitcase she's toting.
Gordy must have juiced her up with some Wheaties.
Will you take me over?
Well, I don't know, Missy. Gosh, that's 2 or 3 miles out of my way. Oh, sure, we will.
Chase, what in the world have you done to that car of yours?
It's a new fuel mixture. You like it?
I just barely touched the gas pedal and the back wheel started to spin. Well, I was 2 blocks down the road before I even knew I'd left home.
Come on, Mom. I'm just trying to make a hot rodder out of you. I'll get it. Hello. Yeah, hello, Sheriff. A what? Book on reptiles? Yeah, I guess I still have it around here somewhere. Yeah, sure. I have to take Missy over by the Blackwells. I'll stop by on my way to pick up Lisa. Okay?
Well, now I'm going to tell you something you don't know. I've been talking to a zoologist. And the Gila monster size is controlled, like everything else, by a sort of a thyroid or pituitary gland. Sometimes a change in diet can throw the balance all out of whack. Either the cells break down too fast or build up too slow. And this upset makes either runts or giants out of them.
Good, but what's that mean to me?
Well, I'm coming to that. The zoologist also told me about a doctor who just found the bones of some huge animals down in Tanganyika. And the theory was that they lived in kind of river delta country, and certain salts had washed into the valley, been absorbed by the plants, and then transferred to the animals, causing them to be giants. Well, yeah, I know. I probably sound a little bit like Harris, but let me tell the whole thing in my own words. There was another report out of Russia or the Ukraine. It was in the paper a couple of months ago. Maybe you saw it. About a baby that weighed 130 pounds when it was 10 months old and was taller than its mother.
Grew up to be a giant.
Yeah, and that same thing could happen right here. Did you see any footprints around any of those wrecks?
No. Gila monster footprints?
Yeah, a big one, about the size of a bus.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Well, I don't know. But Harris saw it, and some of the survivors of the train wreck saw it. A giant lizard.
Train wreck? Where?
At the bridge over Wilson's Wash.
When?
Tonight, about an hour ago. The troopers were inclined to pass it off as shock or optical illusion. You can't always believe.
A Gila monster. Pink and black stripes. You know, I towed a guy in the other day, and he said he'd been forced off the road by something like that. I didn't believe him because he'd been drinking. And another thing, when we were looking for Pat's car, we saw where something had been drugged down the wash. You know, if they could have gotten that big, they could have knocked Mr. Compton's truck off that road. Could have gotten him.
I shouldn't have told you about this until after the party, but I just thought you'd want to know.
Hadn't we better warn everybody?
No. It operates in and around the wash. Troopers have got that staked out for a couple of miles. Just keep it to yourself. It might cause panic.
Okay, Sheriff, whatever you say.
Try and forget it for now and have some fun, will you, boy?
Jumping beans. Yeah. Now I got a surprise for you. We got the king of the DJs. Now you've all heard him on his platter show on KILT. That's right.
Okay, your old dad here has some small words and some great records. I want you to have a ball tonight. Let's begin with one of the top kilt survey songs. What do you say now? Let's everybody dance. Here we go. Let's go, everybody.
Now, do you mind telling me what this is all about?
Have you been down to the train wreck?
No.
Well, I have. I talked to a trooper about my son's car. He said it shouldn't have been moved until a thorough investigation had been made and it had been photographed. This wasn't done, was it, Sheriff? I thought not. It was removed and clues lost without authority. You didn't put that in your report, did you, Sheriff? Of course you didn't. And I'll tell you why. You were protecting that Chase Winstead. Covering him regardless of the effect it might have on others.
Chase was only trying to help. He's your son's friend. Probably the best one he ever had. Of course it wasn't in the report. What good would it do? Any kid can make a mistake, Mr. Wheeler, even yours.
But, Sheriff, it's my son that's missing. Let me ask you something else. Have you heard the reports about a giant lizard? You believe them?
I don't know, Mr. Wheeler. Doesn't seem possible.
Well, why not? There have been giants before.
That's true. But how could anything that big go unnoticed in this area?
Have you ever walked the length of Williams Wash?
No.
You know anybody that has?
No.
That area is so choked with underbrush, it isn't even good hunting ground. And I say it is possible for a giant lizard to have lived there for years without being seen. Now, if that is the case, my son's dead. So's Compton. I can't blame you for what's happened to Pat, but Compton's death is on your hands.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I'll tell you how. His truck was found only 2 miles beyond Pat's car. And if you'd investigated that area thoroughly, as you're paid to do, Compton might not have died. Well, now come out here. I want to show you something else. Now, something may have hit this car, but it didn't take the tires off. And where did those new white sidewalls on Chase Winstead's hot rod come from?
Here, I guess. There was a towing charge against
He
us.
presumed the bill wouldn't be paid, so he borrowed the tires in the meantime?
Perhaps.
That's thievery, destroying evidence, obstructing justice. Now, your last official act of office will be to arrest that boy and bring him in. And I'll go along to make sure that it's done.
A fellow dropped in over KILT the other day and played me a great new song. I thought it was just fine. I want to play it for you. We got a little pickup group together and cut a demo disc on it. I want to play it for you now and see what you think about it. By the way, the first person who identifies the singer on the record gets 2 free rides on my elephant in Bangkok, Siam. But you got to pay your own way over there and back.
Okay, here it is now. See what you think of it.
I'll never promise not to stray, 'cause baby, I'm made of that way.
Hey, Ray.
No, baby, I'm made of that way. But if you made an heart desire, well, I can give you golden fire. Yes, I can give you golden fire.
I can give you golden fire?
Yeah, but nowadays a little penicillin can clear that up.
Get out your tar and feathers yet. I'm going to play the rest of it. How do you like it? Okay, who's the singer?
Elvis, one of the Everly. Bill Darnell. Kate Smith.
Oh, very funny, but you lose. Look, The same guy you hear singing on the record also wrote the song. Now, who is it? Does anybody know? Okay. It's going to come out on records in a couple of months, and you can find his name on the label.
I know it is.
Who is it, Lisa? Come on, tell us.
Chase did it.
You did it, Chase. Why didn't you say something?
You didn't tell us.
Well, I didn't know there was anything I'd want to admit to.
Come on up here, boy.
Come on.
Quiet, everybody. Also, over at the station the other day, Chase played me another little song. It's kind of different from this one. But I imagine with a little coaxing, by hitting your hands together like this, he might give you a little preview of it. What do you say?
Oh, no.
And the Lord said, laugh, children laugh, the Lord said, laugh, children laugh, the Lord said, laugh, children laugh, the Lord said, laugh, children laugh.
Just a minute.
Children laugh, the Lord said laugh. Children laugh, the Lord said laugh, laugh, laugh. And then the Lord, he said, I created for you a world of joy from out of the blue.
Laugh, children, laugh.
At the platter party? That's what you play?
There's not that much to laugh about when giant reptiles are now destroying half of civilization.
Of course they are, because they want him to stop singing.
Well, right, exactly.
Just stop singing.
I wish the Gila monster would have come and just ripped that guy apart. You know what I'm saying? Take his little ukulele or whatever it is.
He's asking for it.
No, I know. If I were a Gila, and imagine the life of a Gila monster, because... Please, why does everything have to involve licking with you? What is? You bring up any kind of animal, and then he does the horrible lick thing. What? Again. All right, if I were a Gila monster, you live in the middle. Stop the licking. That is the part that is upsetting. The licking, not good. Can you hold with the lick for one? See, now we only have 15 seconds, and you've derailed me, much like the Gila monster derailed the train, and because of the horrible licking that you do. I don't know what that. See, and I had somewhere to go, but now we gotta go back out, and I wasn't able to stop the licking.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Next, you split the shrimp before dipping them in the batter. Important part of French frying is having fat at the right temperature for every batch you put in. We'll skip that. Then when... Skip it, Mother? Well, you can't regulate the temperature of fat.
I can with my new range. It has a built-in deep fat fryer with an automatic temperature control.
Really?
I just turn this dial to the temperature the recipe calls for, and that's all there is to it.
Well, that's something I never saw on a range before.
I know it, Mother. Only Hot Point has this automatic built-in French fryer.
And come to think of it, I've never really had a good look at your new Hot Point range. What does this mean, automatic griddle?
Mother, my Hot Point has the most wonderful, easiest to clean griddle you ever saw. You just plug it in. See? And when it's not in use, you have all this work surface. Looks like your answer to Jim's Sunday morning breakfast of pancakes. It sure is. I can make 8 at a time. Oh, say, look at the size of that oven. I'll never forget last Thanksgiving, Mother. You trying to put that big turkey into your oven? Yes. This oven will hold that turkey plus all the trimmings. And look. 2 ovens. Mm-hmm. That's my Hot Point thrift oven. Oh, 2 ovens? Golden griddle? French fryer? Oh, your father's been promising me a new range for years. I'm going to tell him Hot Point.
See the great new 1954 Hot Point electric ranges at your Hot Point dealers soon. Hot Point, quality appliances at reasonable cost.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, kids, we're back on Chiller Theater. Giant Gila Monster, Doc Moreau, and Ned the Dead. Glad to see you. You know, the holidays are starting to come around, aren't they? You got all your shopping done? You stop that. Stop. You probably make stuff, though, don't you? Do you ever make gifts? You've ever made any gifts?
I make special cards and cut out faces and stuff.
Off of living humans.
Personalized.
That's the unfortunate part. He doesn't cut them out of magazines. He cuts them right off people. Hey, that's a good. I think they'd look good on a card. Sneaking up with. Right, exactly. And then this happens, and then the world is bad. Hey, our holiday show next week is
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh, yeah.
It's a holiday treat.
Oh, and you like that one, don't you? Because you get to wear stuff, right?
Especially when we get to make fun of it.
Oh, and well,
as much as we will.
That is what we try to do. All right, everybody, we're going to head back to the conclusion of the Giant Gila Monster. And just thank you for coming here because we need you and love you, or what?
Wait, don't shoot. You'll hit my parents' Rambler.
Ah!
What'll it take to stop that thing?
I don't know, but I'm going down to the train wreck and get some troopers. If we pump enough lead into that thing, we may hit a vulnerable spot. Wheeler, you're going to have to give me a hand.
But how?
Keep these kids here. I don't want anybody roaming around.
Where are we going?
Storage shed. I've got an idea that might work.
You've been after this, now you've got it. You're deputized. Listen, kids, Wheeler's my deputy. You'll take your orders from him. Arrest anybody that tries to get away.
The sheriff says this is the place to stay. Well, we're not staying here. That's right. I'll have to arrest anyone that leaves.
No, we're leaving.
Now, you take these keys and wait inside the office till I get back. I told you to wait inside. Why don't you do what I tell you? I haven't got much time.
You're not going to leave me, Chet. I'm going to help.
You know what's in here? Nitroglycerin, enough to blow up half this town.
It doesn't matter. I'm still going to help.
She's going to hell?
50-50 chance, and probably real soon, too.
All right. Now take these, hold them, and don't let them bump. And for heaven's sakes, don't drop them. Now hold those.
went through here all right. Now, they generally travel in a straight line. Good Lord, he's hit the Blackwell home. That's where Missy is. Mrs. Blackwell! Missy! Mrs. Blackwell! Missy! Hang on to that nitro. We're cutting across. Keep that stuff still. Do you want to blow us up? There they are!
Where's Missy?
Missy! It's all right, Missy. It's all right. Lisa, get Missy and hold her down. Both of you lie flat. Are you all right?
I was scared, Chase.
That's okay, honey.
I tore my new dress.
Oh, we can get you a new dress.
100 dresses.
Everybody all right?
Yeah.
On the way back, we picked up his trail, followed him across country. What did you hit him with?
My brand new 100% completed hot rod.
You'd have had to start in the next county to get up enough momentum to do that to him.
Not with 4 quarts of nitroglycerin riding with you.
You rode across that rough field carrying nitro?
Yes, sir.
Well, Lisa did.
In her lap.
Do you know what could have happened to you?
It did. I lost my car.
Oh, don't worry about that. Railroad will be glad to buy you a new one.
Run, Chase, did you see it?
I sure did, Missy. You were really traveling.
I thought I told you to keep those kids up at the barn.
Well, how do you arrest a bunch of kids going in all different directions?
Do you realize what would have happened if that thing had turned back?
Same thing that happened to Pat. Sheriff, your job is a much bigger one than I thought. Since Compton's gone, I guess Chase is out of a job.
That's right.
Would you make it a point to have the boy come around and see me in the morning?
I'll bring him around in the morning.
Hey, kids, we're back. That was Giant Gila Monster.
Bully!
What do you, nice. What do you think, my friend?
I think there's a lot of Gila chunks laying around the field there.
Yeah, you can get yourself a pretty nice meal out of
they're
Gila.
good eating.
Oh, they are. I tell you
Yeah.
what, if you can get past the scales, they're nice. You know what I mean? You kind of get you peel the skin back, and you get something real good there. You know what I'm saying? That just sounded icky. No matter that whole thing right there. I'm never going to say those words again. That is not a sentence that I ever intend to say on the air again. No matter how good the eating is, I just don't feel comfortable saying what just was said. Therefore, again, we're not going to go there. You know what I'm saying? All right, next week's movie. You just make noises. I get myself into trouble. You just make them noises. Next week's movie, of course, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It's the holiday show. You know, we hope your pre-holiday is going well. Get your shopping done. Get out there and make sure and thank our sponsors here at Chiller Theater because they make this fabulous show happen. We love you, people. We need you. We love you. Thanks to you and the sponsors. Thanks, Van Vredes. See you next week.
Thanks for watching Ned the Dead and Doc Moreau. Remember to check out their stuff at nedthedead.com.